In the shadowy underworld of Kenya's recent history, there exists a group whispered about in fear, respect, and controversy. They are called Mungiki, a secretive movement born from poverty, disillusionment, and a longing for cultural identity. To outsiders, they are a violent gang. To insiders, they are a brotherhood with roots in tradition, spirituality, and resistance. But what is the truth? Tonight, we uncover what you must know about Mungiki. The word Mungiki comes from the Kikuyu language, meaning the multitude. Emerging in the late 1980s and early 1990s, the group claimed to revive traditional Kikuyu culture, rejecting Western influence, modern Christianity, and colonial systems. Their philosophy was built on a return to the old ways, rituals, ancestral worship, and strict codes of conduct. But Mungiki was not just a cultural club. From the very beginning, it carried the energy of rebellion. Many of its members were young men living in Nairobi's crowded slums, where unemployment and hopelessness ruled daily life. For them, Mungiki was not just about identity, it was about power. Mungiki considered themselves a spiritual and political movement. They rejected alcohol, tobacco, and Western clothing. They demanded absolute loyalty and obedience to their elders. Members were often initiated through secret rituals, including oaths that bound them for life. This rigid system gave them strength, discipline, and unity, but it also made them dangerous. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, Mungiki had grown beyond cultural revival. They entered politics, often acting as enforcers for certain parties. Their presence was felt in public transport, slum neighborhoods, and even national elections. Mungiki controlled Matutu routes, Kenya's private minibuses, extorting money from drivers and passengers. They became infamous for collecting taxes from ordinary citizens, often brutally punishing those who refused to pay. As their influence spread, so did fear. Reports surfaced of violent attacks, beheadings, and public executions attributed to Mungiki. For many Kenyans, the group became a nightmare lurking in plain sight. The Kenyan government could no longer ignore them. Police launched deadly crackdowns, resulting in thousands of suspected members killed in extrajudicial executions. Human rights groups accused the state of using extreme violence, sometimes killing innocent people simply for being young Kikuyu men. But the harder the government pushed, the deeper Mungiki went underground. Their secrecy, rituals, and loyalty allowed them to survive. Leaders were arrested, others assassinated. Yet whispers of their presence never disappeared. Mungiki is not just a criminal organization. It is a mirror reflecting Kenya's struggles with poverty, inequality, and corruption. Many young men joined because they felt abandoned by the system. To them, Mungiki offered brotherhood, protection, and a sense of belonging. But that belonging came with blood. Their reputation for brutality, especially the gruesome methods of violence they used, cemented their image as one of the most feared movements in East Africa. To this day, the full truth of Mungiki remains shadowed. Was it purely a gang, a cultural revivalist movement hijacked by crime, or a political weapon used and discarded by powerful elites? If there is one lesson to take away from the story of Mungiki, it is this: secret societies and underground brotherhoods often rise when mainstream systems fail their people. They grow in the cracks of inequality, injustice, and disillusionment. And while governments may try to crush them with force, the root causes, poverty, corruption, hopelessness remain fertile ground for the next movement to emerge. Mungiki may be weaker today than at their peak, but their legacy still haunts Kenya's history, a reminder that in every society, when people are desperate for belonging and power, they will find it, even in the darkest of places. So the next time you hear whispers of a brotherhood, a cult, or a gang, remember, behind the violence and secrecy, there is always a story of people searching for identity, meaning, and survival. This has been What You Must Know About Mungiki. Stay curious, stay critical, and never stop questioning the hidden forces that shape our world.